Welcome to this week's Chinuch Hashkofa message. It's Parshas Pinchos. And this week I want to share with you a vort that comes out of this parsha, which I think represents a critical idea to have a discussion with our children, also to reflect if we're modeling this idea as well. And of course it comes out of the later part of the parsha, where the parsha talks about korbanos, all the korbanos of the Yomim Tovim and the Musafim and so on. But the parsha begins with Parshas HaTomid, the Korban Tomid. So of course, every single day in the Beis HaMikdash, the first korban of the day was the lamb, the keves ha'echotas v'boiker, the Korban Tomid, and the last korban of the day was the Korban Tomid of the afternoon. This is also connected, of course, to Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, which we just had under a week ago. One of the tragedies that happened on Shiva Asar B'Tammuz in the first Beis HaMikdash, even weeks before the Churban Habayis, before the destruction, the Tomid stopped because they ran out of animals and so on. So we see from that story that we call it a tragedy. One of the causes of fasting on Shiva Asar B'Tammuz is that the Korban Tomid was such an important part of the avodah of the Beis HaMikdash. So there's a quote of a famous word that comes out of this, that these two things are called the Tmidim because they were every single day. Tomid means every single day, it's constant. So in Shulchan Aruch, the classic Shulchan Aruch written by the Mechaber and the Ramah, in the section of Orach Chaim, the Shulchan Aruch starts and ends with Tomid. It starts with Tomid, the first constant thing, just like the Korban Tomid in the morning, is Shivisi Hashem Lenegdi Samid, that Hashem is always before me. And at the very end, the Ramah, in the Cheluk of Orach Chaim, when he talks about the laws of Purim Katan, where the one is obligated to have a Seudah, to be festive, on a Purim Katan and a leap year, he ends off by saying, Toiv Leiv Mishte Tomid. It's always good to have a happy, partying heart, so to speak. So the word goes that this is like the two Tmidim, the two Korban Tomids of each day. Shivisi Hashem Lenegdi Samid, Hashem is always before me, and we always have to be Besimcha Toiv Leiv Mishte Tomid. So this word is a beautiful word just to share, but also it can spark a very important discussion. A discussion, first of all, with our own children about the Yesod, the foundation of being a Yid. And of course, it starts with the first Talmud. It starts with Shivisi Hashem Lenegdi Samid. The concept that Yiddishkeit is not just a compartment of our life. Serving Hashem is just not one thing that we do among many other things that we do as part of our daily routine, as part of our life. But the way a Yid grows up and the way a Yid serves HaKadosh Baruch Hu is that everything that we do surrounds the concept of how we serve Hashem. And therefore, everything that we do, our foremost thought has to be, is this what Hashem wants? Now, it could be a mitzvah, it could be learning Torah, but it could be a mundane thing. It could be eating, it could be playing, it could be having fun, whatever the case is. But we always have to ask ourselves the question, is this what Hashem wants me to do? So the discussions, the examples that we need to develop with our own children, maybe they can come up with their own examples. But for example, if it's not a mitzvah time specifically, but you want to go and play, even when you play, your question has to be, is this what Hashem wants me to do now? Maybe the answer is yes, if it's recess, if you've already davened and learned, and so on and so forth. But you have to have that question. If you want to get angry with a friend who's done something wrong to you, and maybe that friend has really done something wrong to you, and has hurt you, and you get angry and you want to show them that you're angry and you want to blow up at them or say something not nice to them. The question you have to ask, I know that I want to do this and I know that it was really wrong, but is that actually what Hashem wants me to do now? Shivisi Hashem Lenegdi Samid. There's a food to eat. I'm not sure, it sounds like it's kosher. Maybe the hechsher isn't so good. Shivisi Hashem Lenegdi Samid. Is that what Hashem wants me to eat? All my friends are doing something, and it's hard not to do it, even though I know it's the wrong thing, standing up to social pressure, as we spoke about last week. But the Shivisi Hashem Lenegdi Samid, is that what Hashem wants me to do? But of course, that's the sort of a mindset that we have to sort of speak about and bring into the mindset of our children about taking Torah and mitzvahs away from being one thing that we do in life to serving Hashem being everything that we do in life. Part of serving Hashem is Torah and mitzvahs, but serving Hashem is everything else. When we up and when we sleep. Shulchan Aruch governs every single part of our life. The Ratzon Hashem is about everything that we do. But of course, children need to see us model that behavior. And we need to reflect, are we demonstrating that behavior? Are we giving up things because we know maybe even though it's technically mutter, it's technically okay, but that's not what Hashem wants. Do we go to a shir even when we're very tired and maybe legitimately we want to go to sleep, but we strengthen ourselves and we know Hashem wants us to be kovea itim la Torah every single day? Do we not fight with people even though we know that they're in the wrong? Do we demonstrate to our children that we're able to be mevater, we're able to give up, we're able to be what's called in the Gemara ma'avir al midoisav, to not stand on ceremony, so to speak, to show that we're right, but because Hashem wants us to give in sometimes? Do they see us giving up? Do they see us not being immersed in materialism, even when it's 100% kosher, because we try to serve Hashem in everything that we do? Are we asking ourselves the question, what does Hashem want me to do all the time? How does He want me to have entertainment? How does He want me to have a home? How does He want me to eat? How does He want me to sleep? And so on and so forth. Are the children seeing that? And of course, we have the second Talmud, another important discussion. The second Talmud is the concept of simcha. Simcha in serving Hashem. Toiv Leiv Mishta Talmud. It's the second Talmud. It's the Talmud at the end of Shulchan Aruch. The first one is, what does Hashem want me to do? The second is, I want to try and do what Hashem wants, and I want to try and do it b'simcha. I want to discuss with my child maybe that sometimes things are hard. But even if we're not so happy about doing it, but if we show that we're happy, we have the famous concept of the Sefer HaChinuch, Achrei HaMaisim Nimshach HaLavaves, that when we do things, the actions will bring the heart along. So if we show that we're happy and we try to do things with passion, with enthusiasm, with chayas, it will come. We'll start to feel that way. But again, we have to show, are we modeling that? Do we go out of our way? One of the ways that we see simcha in a mitzvah come out is hidur. To be mahadr in a mitzvah, we get the extra mezuzah. We go the extra mile. We do something special to serve Hashem, not just what we have to, not just the bare minimum. Because toiv leiv mishatomid, shivisi Hashem lenegisamid. Always we focus on what Hashem wants, and therefore we need to also show that we're doing the extra bit because we're happy to serve Hashem. We're happy to have Hashem at the center of our lives. So these are the two things that comes out of the parsha, the two tmidim, which I think can spark a really good discussion with our children of the yisoidus, the foundations of serving Hashem, as well as an opportunity for us to reflect of how well we are doing in those areas and modeling those two concepts for our children. Have a good day and a good Shabbos.